Now, this deck is what would be considered old to you, for most of you, and new to me. I have been looking at this deck online for forever, but I never purchased it because I told myself to just, review the decks that I get for review, from the publishing companies. But the other day there was a sale, and I bought a bunch of decks on that sale because I couldn't control myself, quite frankly. So I'm going to leave the link to this one underneath this video, a direct link because I am an Amazon affiliate, and I'll give you a link to where you can purchase it for a good price on Amazon and get an actual deck. Let's see. Let's take a look at the back. If you want to screenshot it, roughly about 26 US dollars if you're in US currency. Yeah, this creator has a lot of other decks too, by the way. So you probably would recognize that name if you're looking at other decks. So I'm QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anyone and everyone who might like it too. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Do you have this deck? Do you like this deck? Tell me what you think. So far, I have high hopes. I don't know if I'm going to get disappointed though, because I haven't seen enough of the cards, but I have very high hopes. If you want to get a reading done with this deck or any other deck, please hit me up. I'll be glad to give you a reading. I offer different types of readings. I offer breakup readings for people who had a recent breakup or just a breakup they haven't gotten over. I offer ancestor readings for people that want to get a message from their ancestors. I offer love readings for people who want to know how to fix their relationship. I offer general readings for people who just want to know what's going on in their life. So please hit me up on social media or in my email. I'll be glad to give you a reading. All right, so let's open this baby up. It has the finger holes. I'm always looking for finger holes. I need them. I need finger holes. Otherwise, it's almost impossible for me to open the deck. All right, so I'm expecting fairies and I'm expecting mermaids, okay? That's what I'm expecting. Let's see what we actually get. Now, this is the guidebook. Pretty chunky, pretty impressive. Okay. A little information on each card. Not a lot, not too overpowering. Enough that you could do a reading. I see some spreads in here, right there. Yeah. All right, so let's go. Let's take a look. Now, first and foremost, you're going to see, oh, here's a back. Always show you the bottom of the box. Pretty. I like the fact that a lot of the decks that are coming out now have something written in them and, some other things. So I think that's kind of cool. They have paper around them, so I'm just going to rip it right off. Very helpful for the environment. We're going to take the first card, the Fool, and we're going to take a look and see. All right, these are the backs of all the cards. They are larger than the standard size tarot deck, even though it is a tarot deck. They're not too thick. They're not too thin. They're a great size as far as that's concerned. Let me show you guys closer up. Ooh, that's pretty deep. First of all, you'll notice that there's no border except for at the bottom, and I am with that. I cannot stand borders. I mean, they're okay, but I really don't like them. I really prefer not to have them, but I'll deal with them if I have to. This looks really pretty. Yeah, I enjoyed this art so far. And let's see what we get. It seems to be kind of a feminine vibration going on in this deck. And these are, I love her. I mean, she's a being, I don't know what she is. Is she a pixie? I don't know. They said mermaids and fairies, so I'm guessing she's a fairy. But I love it. I love the different kind of beings that we're seeing so far. I love the backgrounds. I'm feeling the images. It's very otherworldly. This is not, well, they said fairies and mermaids, so but it doesn't look like fairies and mermaids on Earth to me. This looks like a magical world, you know? And they've changed some of the cards. We had the Empress, but the Emperor is a council of monarchs. So again, very feminine energy. The Hierophant is a woman. So again, we're seeing some strong feminine energy from this world. So this is cool. That's pretty. And then we have our Chariot. Again, feminine. So I'm feeling it. It looks like a lot of the cards are feminine. A lot of the associations that are normally masculine have been made into that feminine energy. I love the dragon, and she's taming it. That is so cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm feeling these. I love the deck. I can't even hold you. The only thing that's kind of making me worry as I'm holding it in my hand is I'm afraid that I'm gonna have a hard time shuffling it. And we're gonna have to shuffle when I'm done. I gotta see. Because the size of them is big and wide. And I have another deck like this, a couple other decks like this, as far as the size is concerned, and I can't shuffle them. But it also depends on the thickness of the cards. So we're gonna try when I'm done. Beautiful. And see, for me, I don't care how beautiful a deck is, how awesome a deck is, and this one is looking pretty awesome. There's almost no size diversity. All the beings are roughly around the same size, but they come from, it looks like, totally a whole bunch of different areas. So you get a lot of diversity with that. But remember, I said it's feminine centered. So it's not a lot of masculine energy, which I don't mind. I don't mind when something is masculine or feminine. That doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that really bothers me is I don't see any people that are large. I want to see body diversity. And I want to see old people. Those are the two things I always want to see. Body diversity and chromes. And I see plenty of being diversity, which is fine for me as well. That's cool too. The art is really purposeful. The art is very stunning. I like the uses of the reds. It reminds me, I don't know, a part of it reminds me of, like, I'm going to say summer and autumn. That's what the colors remind me of. Summer going into autumn. So it's a different color scheme. I like the way different artists use different color schemes. So I'm feeling that. The last one I was looking at was more pastel pinkish. So it was a lot of pinks and reds and maroons. And this one is going more into, like I said, the golds and the oranges that I associate with autumn. And the greens that I associate with summer. So they're really cool. This is decent. I love that. That's my favorite card so far. I love those things floating up. Oh, that's decent. I don't know if they're good for the environment in real life, though, but in art, the depiction is really beautiful. So there's a number and the name of the card. And for the minors, it's just the name of the card. So it's not going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no numbers. It's just going to be the Ace of Fire, which I'm guessing is the Ace of Wands. I'm thinking the fire suit must be wands. I could be wrong, though, because sometimes people switch that. But in general, wands are fire, swords are air, cups are water, and pentacles are earth. But some creators will change that. Not a lot, though. Most of us usually stick to that. Because I think it just makes sense as far as the elements. It just makes sense to me. But I've heard people make good arguments to switch them sometimes as far as air and fire. I've heard good arguments to switch air and fire, but I don't do it. I think they're perfect the way that they are. Okay, she's a big gal. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. She's a larger fairy, so I did get one large fairy. She's cute. I love the snakes and the fire. Ugh, I love it. Yeah, this is interesting. Now I see why so many people like this deck. It was a lot of people said nice things about it, and I see why, because it's really cool. It's very cool. It's very unique. It's very eye-catching. It's very interesting. It's very bright. It's very happy in that kind of way. The images aren't all happy, though. You can look at certain ones and you can see conflict, but still, the energy is fun. And the conflicting ones are conflicting cards anyway. Like this one. This person's clearly about to fight. The Nine of Wands is always about a fight. And the Nine of Wands is about anticipating attack, and you might have to fight. And in this case, I think she's going to, because there's eyes back here watching her. So I think there is a fight about to pop off. So the cards that are typically rough, like this one, Ten of Wands, heavy burdens. So you can see the despair. Look at the despair and the energy. That's a beautiful card. Even though it's a very sad one when you get it for you. You know, look at that burden on her back, you know, and the fire on her back. So when you get it for you, it's like, oh no, but it's still a beautiful card. The Page. Oh, she's pretty. She's really pretty. I love her. I love her gold things and her blue skin. She's pretty. Oh, I'm excited about these. The court cards are fun. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I like these. The snake in her hand. Yeah. I think these would be fun to use for a reading. It's a lot to jump off of. It's a lot of symbolism. It's a lot here. I think these are awesome for beginners. If you're going to use the guidebook. If you're somebody who's not using the guidebook and you're a beginner, I think it might be a little difficult. If you're somebody who already knows this, oh, this is the elder, not the king. Notice that. And the other one was the knight, but the knight was a woman. So that's cool too. But notice that if you're not going to use a guidebook, these would be a challenge for a beginner. So I would say save it for when you're ready for a challenge. But if you're going to use the guidebook, it might not be that bad. So we're going to take a look at the guidebook and pull one card when we're done. But if you're a seasoned reader, these shouldn't be a problem. That's pretty. Look at that. That's really pretty. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love the purple and the mermaids. Okay, here's my mermaids. Because I was wondering, I've seen fairies, I've seen pixies. I hadn't really seen mermaids. So here's our mermaids. Water should be the cups. Oh, look at them. Okay. So they should be a lot. Yeah, they're mostly mermaids, if not all. Cool. Now this one, she's a mermaid, but she's being spied on, or maybe... Well, the Four of Cups is about trying to help somebody sometimes. So she might be trying to help or offer her a gift or something. So that's cool. She's looking at herself in the water. That's beautiful. Loss, disappointment, sorrow. Poor dear. And see her angel over there offering her a cup. So she's coming to help her. Oh, the youngins. The young ones. Isn't that pretty? Aww. And more of those things I like. I think people take them and lift them off into the air, kind of like a hot air balloon, like little balloons. But I don't know what they're made out of. I guess depending upon what they're made out of, they might not bother the environment too much. I think it depends. I don't know what they're made out of. Seven of Water. It looks like paper, maybe. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that, y'all. Oh my God. Yeah, this is a beautiful deck. Oh, got me another big gal. Hello. Hello, beautiful. How you doing? Love that with the apples. These are cool. It's a fantasy. It's really a fantasy. Y'all know I love a good fantasy moment. To me, this is another world. This is not Earth. This is another world where people are blue and pink and purples, and mermaids sit on rocks openly, and pixies and fairies are all around. Some of the times I see these ideas as going on simultaneously with Earth. But this is just so beautiful and so whimsical. I think humans would mess it up. Oh, got me another big gal. Yes. Look at her. I love the swell of her hips. She is a mermaid, but I love her. She's gorgeous. I love the swans around her. So the mermaids have swollen hips. So I get my big gals for the mermaids. I love it. Beautiful. I love the you see that around the edges? Only the court cards seem to have that. So that's pretty. Yeah, only the court cards have that. I like that a lot. The cups is my favorite suit though. So it's easy to sell me on the cups. All right, air. Okay. Now this air suit seems to have a lot of air. I like that. The little whimsical. That's pretty. All right. Yeah, they did a great job with this deck. And it's unique too, because you guys know I see a lot of different decks. And this one is definitely pretty unique. 4. The 5 of air. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love their faces too. Their faces are so expressive. Some of them look sly and cunning. Some of them look peaceful. Like, even though this one, she's kind of surrounded and trapped, she doesn't seem to be panicking. If I was trapped up like that by some spiders, I'd be going, especially spiders that large. The scale based on her body, those spiders would be huge. I would be going off. And she's just standing there like, well, it is what it is. Okay. They very much succeeded with the different creatures that are all over the place. I mean, you see the flowers, but the birds and the bees, and I love that. That's pretty. Look at that. And the outfits, too. The outfits are very whimsical. Look at that one. They're very different, very whimsical, very otherworldly, I would say once again. Look at our queen. She's pretty. And here's our elder. And the elders seem to look a little elder. They have like, a couple of them have like white hair from what I remember. Yeah, they have like, I think all of them or most of them have white hair. So that's cool too. So they look like elders, even though they don't look that old in the face, but that's still good too. I love to see a chrome moment. Y'all know that. So I got most of the things I wanted from this deck. I like it. And the pretty flowers. It's beautiful. With that little fox. And this particular creator has another deck out with crows in it. I didn't get it, but some of you might like it. I heard that the depictions are beautiful. I'm not into birds that much, so it didn't do much for me. But I think it's called Crow Tarot, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there's an Urban Crow Oracle. I'm not sure if that's the same creator or not, but I think it is. So if you're into crows, look those up, because I think you would like them. Yeah, see another crow. So yeah, seems to be, maybe that's that artist, maybe that's their totem, or maybe that's their spirit animal, or just the animal that they like or something. I don't know anything about the artist to know, but that could be a possibility. And the fox is cute. I like the fox. I've seen the fox a few times. This is very pretty. So this suit of earth is pentacle. So pentacle seems like it's bees and flowers and animals. It's all those things in all of them, but it seems heavy in that. I see a lot more of that here. That's pretty. That reminds me of Christmas. Right there. Like a fairy on your Christmas tree. And your dog sleeping underneath the tree. The dog trying to tell you it's a fairy in the house. You telling the dog to be quiet. Look at the ladybugs. That's pretty too. And her little baby. Oh. Okay, so here's our page. Beautiful depiction. I love the reds. These colors just pop, man. Now, I don't know about this one. This might have been a mistake. Look at that, y'all. You see the card? At the top, there's something weird going across this. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. It's like a bar of colors. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. The card itself is pretty, and the rest of it is fine. But I did notice that as soon as I got it. This is the Knight. The page of... This is the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Earth in this deck. But yeah, that's strange. I don't think that's supposed to be there. It's not going to bother me, but I'm just letting you know. If you're somebody that's going to irk, you should know. That's pretty. Beautiful queen. Beautiful queen. And lastly, here is our Elder of Earth. Now, we're going to look up the Elder of Earth really quickly, just to see if a beginner could use this with this deck. Okay, so the Elder of Earth. Yeah, I think you could, because check it out, right? It says, under the ground and out of sight, the Elder of Earth works her magic. And oh shit, it says works their magic, not her. That's an interesting that because a lot of people, like I said, with being careful with pronouns now. So she's not a her. They use their all throughout here because even the queen they use their. So we're going to be very mindful of that. Okay, let's go back. Under the ground and out of sight, the elder of earth works their magic, and nourishing roots extend from their hands, connecting all living plant life on the earth. It is the elder's energy that promotes growth and encourages a solid foundation of support. But the elder of earth is not passive. No. This is a creative, actively engaged. This is a creature actively engaged in the planet's success. Okay, so they are of Earth. Remember I was saying it didn't like Earth? This looks like fantasy Earth though. Okay. Where roots are thin, where growth is lacking, this powerful fairy brings everything they can muster to assist. The elders' knowledge of the land is vast, and whether it be a mighty redwood tree or a frostbitten crocus in need, they are there ready to help. The Elder of Earth offers reliable, supportive energy focused on stepping into the role of philanthropist. The Elder asks that you focus your energy less on what is lacking and more on how you can build it up. Sure, there may be some missing pieces or gaps, but you have what it takes to fill those in. When you are generous with your resources, you expand your potential and new opportunities have a chance to grow. When our attention solely focuses on everything we lack, we create a block that prevents abundance or financial gains. In adversity, the elder of earth finds opportunities for greater success. During a reading, the elder of earth may appear as someone who will enter your life as a source of financial support or a situation that bestows a generous gift. Beware of the energy you projected this time. Are you attracting or resisting help? The Elder of Earth may also signal that it is your time to help someone in need. When you share your resources without restrictions or expectations for a return, your vibration rises and sends a message to the universe that you are capable of allowing abundance to flow and through you. Okay, so to flow to and through you. That's what it says. All right, so first things first, if you are a beginner and you want to use this, I do recommend using the guidebook because this is what the traditional King of Pentacles represents. So this would be helpful. However, the symbols are not the same. The card is not the same as the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, which is fine. This deck goes rogue. So if you want to be using this as a beginner, it might be confusing if you use just any old tarot book. So I would definitely use this deck with this book. And that would be your best chances for success. If you are a professional or you're an old head like me, we already know these cards. I've memorized this card, so I know what it means as soon as I look at it. And then I would take it further by looking at the additional symbolisms and pictures that are in the card and see if I saw anything in there that I didn't already know of the card. So if you're somebody who's been doing this for a while, this won't be challenging at all. But if you haven't been, you're going to have to use this unless you're going to read with it intuitively, which is very acceptable for this deck. I love this deck. I think it's really pretty. I got some elders. I would like to have had more. I got a couple of larger women. I would like to have had more. I got plenty of diversity, plenty of flowers. I didn't even need more flowers. It was plenty of flowers. I loved it. So if you want this deck, check out the link underneath this video. And please come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.